Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to record a specific window or a specific app in native macOS application using Flutter macOS. So let's get started. So first of all I will show you guys the output. Now once you have copied all the code which I will show you in a bit, if you try to run it via Flutter run command, don't run it via Flutter run, because we need our app to be displayed in system settings. For that we will have to run our app via Xcode, but before running app via Xcode we need to run it via Flutter run, because if we don't do it we get this bug, Flutter assemble bug. So first what you can do is, once you have copied all the code, just do Flutter run. Then it will try to detect what all targets are present inside your laptop, like Chrome OS or Mac OS, whatever. So I'll just select Mac OS, let it build. So this will take a little bit of time, just have patience. In the meantime, make sure you open the once you have copied all the code, make sure you open the macOS XE workspace inside Xcode. I have already opened it over here. So it is still building, let it build. Because if we don't run via Flutter run, we will get this Flutter assemble issue. And if we directly but we can't really use this Flutter run app which is being generated, because that is not that does not open or that does not display our app in system settings. We need our app to display inside the system settings, because we read the screen and audio recording permission. That's why. Okay, why I'm getting okay, this is just a warning, ignore that. And here you can see our app has been built. Now what I'll do is I will just close this app, I'll just stop it, then I will run it via Xcode. Maybe by the time you are watching this, this Flutter assemble bug might get resolved, maybe not, I don't know, but yeah, anyways, now I have run my app through Xcode and it is ready, almost ready. Okay, ignore this error, like this is not an error from our app. So first, as you can see, I have one button called get windows. After that there is some text, but currently the text is empty. Then I have one text field, then I have a start button, then I have a stop button. Now if I first click on get windows, also obviously we will be using ScreenCaptureKit to record the audio as well as the particular window or particular app. So if I click on get windows, it opens the system settings first. So I'll click on this particular button, open system settings, and here you can see now my app has been displayed, Flutter app. So I'll give the permission, I will restart it at 1608. So I will enter the password and it will ask me do you want to we have to reopen the app, because that's how macOS works. So if we just click on quit and reopen, we don't have to manually do it. Like macOS is smart enough to do it for us. Now if I click on get windows, it prints all the windows which are all the apps which are currently open on my macOS. Now if you see, I'm displaying the name as well as the identifier. I'm displaying the name as well as the identifier. Now to record something, like suppose I want to record Firefox, then I need to enter the identifier. But in real app you won't ask the user to enter the identifier. Maybe you just give the name, and once you click on it you can get the corresponding ID for it and just start recording. So here I'll enter 39, because that is the number. Again, in real world use case, just display the list of the apps, and correspondingly you can find whatever is the ID, pass that particular ID to the start method, to the start button. Now I will click on start. Okay, so the recording has started. Now macOS is smart enough to understand it has to record Firefox, even though I am not, my current window which is been displayed is my Flutter app. it is smart enough to record Firefox for me. I don't have to worry about going to the actual Firefox to start recording it. Behind the scenes it is recording it for me. But if you want, you can go to Firefox as well. So if I just go to Firefox, here you can see I have this particular thing. I'll again go back to my Xcode. Even though now Xcode is displayed, it is not recording Xcode, it is still recording Firefox, because that's what we told our app. Now I'll click on stop. So it has stopped recording and it has saved our recording to the downloads folder. So if I go to the downloads folder over here, you can see my recording. If I play it, here you can see from the very start till the end, it has only recorded Firefox. So it is smart enough to do that. So yeah, anyways, let's have a look at the code. I'll just stop this. I'll close this as well. So first, here I have created a Flutter app, and here I have created a main.dart file as like that is created by default. Then I have just refactored this my homepage widget. It is a stateful widget. I have created a method channel for capturing screens, like capturing screen, like starting the recording, stopping the recording, as well as getting all the windows or all the apps. Here I have one variable called data, which will display all the windows which are present. It is in form of string because on the macOS side I am appending all the windows or all the apps in a list, but while sending it to the Flutter side, I am sending it a form of string, like I'm doing it comma separated. So yeah, from that logic you can build a list again out of this particular string. Like I'm not really sure if we can directly pass a list from a native macOS to the Flutter side, that's why I have to convert it to string. But again, you can convert that string to a list because they are comma separated, and display it inside a list view builder if you want to. I'm just displaying in a text just for simplicity's sake. Then I have created a method called get windows, and we have to use the same identifier on macOS side. So we will get a string, and I'm just appending it to, like assigning it to our data. So here you can convert the result to a list again if you want to. For start, again here is the start method, and whatever we have entered inside our text editing, like our text field, I have added this text editing controller to our text field. So I'm getting that text and passing it to our start method, so as a data. And similarly for stop, we are just calling the stop method, and for dispose we are calling dispose controller.dispose. So if you see my UI, I have just one text button which is called for get windows, which calls get windows. For displaying all the app name and windows name, I have one text. I have one text field for the user to enter the ID, but in real world you can just whichever item the user clicks on, maybe you can display a list view.builder instead of this particular text, and whichever item the user clicks on, you can just pass that particular ID to the start method. So just for simplicity's sake, I have taken this text field so that you really understand what exactly I am doing. This is for start, I am calling the start method, and this is for stop, I am calling the stop method. Then you will have to open the XE workspace of your macOS inside Xcode. The very first thing which you have to do is you will have to go to runner, and inside app sandbox you will have to make sure you have checked this audio input, as well as inside downloads folder make sure you add this read write permission over here, and for release also make sure audio input is checked, and for download folders read write permission has been given. And so here you will also have to add this hardened runtime. So for this, just click on this plus capability, search for hardened runtime. I have already added it, and here you again have to check this audio input over here. Then go to the main Flutter window which is present by default, and over here I have imported ScreenCaptureKit as well as AV Foundation. Then I have extended SC stream delegate as well as SC stream output. Now to be completely honest with you, even I don't understand the entire bit of code, but I'll try to explain whatever I have understood. So first we are creating a window to record a particular window. Then the stream type would be screen, window or system audio, and audio quality, this is just an enum, and for enum for saving the video format as well, MOV or MP4. Then I have created few variables called SC shareable content, one for SC content filter, one for audio settings, one for stream type, one for asset writer, record mic is false, AV asset writer input, and as well as audio engine. Then I have created one array. This will help us to store all the apps which are currently open inside the user's macOS. and I have also created a window ID. So whatever window ID is basically like the app ID which we entered inside our text field. So whatever app ID you enter inside your text field and send it to the macOS side, I am assigning to this particular variable. Now here I have created a method channel, so using same identifier which we have defined it on the macOS side, and I have created few methods. One is called get windows, and here I am just calling self.getWindows is a method which I have defined at the bottom, which I'll show you in a bit. Once we get the available windows, I'm sending it back to the Flutter side. So this is a string actually, and here for start, here we get the actual ID, app ID or window ID, whatever you want to call it. And here you can see if that is not equal to empty, we assign it to our window ID variable, and then we just call prepare record. Otherwise, in case of error, we just throw an error message. And for stop, we just call stop recording. And here you can see I have defined this method called get windows. And firstly we check whether we have this record screen permission or not. If there is if no, then here this basically launches the system settings where the user can give us that particular permission. Then we assign it to our available content. Then we just loop like if the available content is not nil, and here as you can see like I have just hard coded front only is equal to false. That's why this is throwing like this is saying that this will never be executed. If you want, you can remove this. And here like I have added some excluded windows. So suppose if you don't add this array, then it will also show you an app for Apple Dock, one for control center, one for notification center UI. Basically you should not record all this because that would be not right. But anyways, if you want the user to record it, you can do that. Then you can keep this as an empty array. But here are all the Apple identifiers which I don't want the user to record. Then here of all the available content, we just get the particular app. Then from that we pass the app.bundle identifier. So whatever has been passed, and if it does not include, then we get we just basically try to get all the valid windows which are not part of this excluded windows. And once we get from that, we get the program IDs, and from that program IDs we get the window. And if it is not equal to empty, we just do a compact map, and here we just filter over it, and from this we get the name as well as the this is the name of your app which is open, and as well as this is the app identifier or app ID or window identifier, whatever you want to call it, the one which we entered inside our text field. There are other things as well, like apart from this description, if you want an hash value, you can append it over here as well, or process ID you can also append it. And here if it is empty, then we just pass an empty string as completion. Otherwise what I'm doing for my array is that I'm adding a comma, like separating it via comma as well as a /n, so that a new entry is always on a new line, and then sending it as a completion handler, which ultimately sends back to the Flutter side. And for prepare record, all I'm doing is stream type is of window, update audio settings is called, which is a method I have defined at the bottom. And for window, I get the window depending on the window ID which the user has passed. Then I pass a filter as well, and then we start recording it. Now this part I'm not really sure, you can just copy paste it if you want to. Basically we just try to record screen as well as audio and call this init video method. Okay, next for stopping the recording, we are just checking if stream not equal to nil, then call stop capture, make it as nil, and call close video, and stream type is also nil. For update audio settings, I have hard coded all the values, but if you want, you can change this value, like you can change this to AVO format ID key to K audio format, Apple lossless as well. Then bit depth hint key, I have set it to this particular value. You can set it to 16, choose whatever you feel like. Then this is for init video. Again, this is I'm not really sure what is happening. Basically we are here first passing, so I want to store the file is in MP4 format, so that is what happening over here. Then we are getting the downloads directory, and I'm appending some date to our recording name, so that each file name is unique. Then I'm not really sure what's happening over here. I think basically we are trying to write it to our particular file. So yeah, if you want, you can just copy paste the video. Again, not really sure what's happening over here as well. Then for close window, again not really sure, maybe we are just finishing writing to the particular file, what's happening. Then we are just overriding two methods which from our delegates which we are extending. So again, not really sure what's happening over here as well, sorry about that. I have just copy pasted this from the documentation. So yeah, and this is also one more method which I am overriding for when stop has been called. And here just copy paste this to extension. Again, I'm not really sure what's happening over here as well. So this as well as this. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.